Today, we're doing a quick overview of the $123,500 dividend stock portfolio, currently dripping $5,607. We're going to see what's pushing all-time highs for this portfolio. And on top of that, we're going to take a quick peek at the marijuana industry. So let's jump right into this. Alright, welcome back, my passive income investors alike, to the stock portfolio pushing into all-time highs. As usual, currently this portfolio is sitting at $121,823, and my RBC account currently sitting at $1,567 in cash, with a combined total of roughly $123,500, give or take $100. And on top of that, we had some passive income come in from my credit card. Unlike you Dave Ramsey fans out there, this puts a cherry on top of that cake. We're talking about $174 paid out in cash back, because I pay this thing off every month, and it gives me about 1 to 2% depending on the purchase, which it's only annual. I mean, that's a yearly income, by the way, but I mean, it's still something which is absolutely wonderful. So let's jump into the portfolio, see what's going on, and then at the end of this, we're going to take a look at some of the most interesting sectors, including the marijuana sector and what I think is going on, because there's a lot of fun news in that particular part of the markets. But let's jump into the tax-free savings account, currently sitting at all-time highs, $93,749. We had some dividend payments I'm not going to be utilizing yet until this builds up a little more. But starting with the Canadian positions, they've been flat, nothing really going on. The banks have come back quite a little bit, but even still, over the long perspective of things, nothing's really happened here, and which is fine because I'm holding all of these for dividend payments. But where the real excitement comes in is in the U.S. positions, with Apple and Microsoft pushing into all-time highs as usual, with absolutely no bears currently sitting on Apple, as it just keeps trucking along. That choo-choo train hasn't derailed yet, but who knows? Maybe the markets will turn around into these all-time highs any day this week. But the Zyn stock specifically doing really well. MO and BTI, I was getting really battered for buying these, but I'm really happy with my buy prices on them. A lot of bulls coming in. We're finally seeing some green in this portfolio on these positions, which I'm really glad. And then the worst performing stock out of all of them, as usual, is GEO Group. I'm not doing well with this position this year, but it's not really holding the portfolio back too much, as it sits flat between the $14 and $16 range. So I'm just going to keep an eye on this, keep the drip set up, and just see what happens over the next year with this guy. But I'll hold on to it and just see where it goes. So moving into the managed account really quickly, we got Tesla finally moving into some green. First time Tesla's ever seen green in this account. I will be adding more, but I'd like to see it dip back closer to that $300 mark, where I'll probably use some of my RBC money to recontribute my final shares. I would like to own at least 10 shares of Tesla, and also BTI, MO in this account, actually pushing into the highs. We're finally seeing some green in here as well, which is wonderful, because at some point I'm going to sell this sucker off and move BTI into my RRSP account, where I've currently been shifting some money around, where we can see VFE, my S&P index fund in Canadian dollars, actually doing pretty well, considering I only just bought it like, I don't think, a few months ago. So I mean, for it to be already seeing a decent amount of green isn't terrible. And J&J I only just bought like a week ago. So I mean, for it to be sitting where it's sitting isn't a big deal, and I will be adding to that as well. But let's continue forward here, guys, by talking about maybe some of the dividends. I don't talk too much about the dividend income, but if you guys want to take a look, I love showing it to you, because a lot of people find this to be the most interesting part of the entire portfolio. And I mean, currently I'm getting $1,911 in Canadian, and this is representing my TFSA, by the way, which we're getting some decent payments coming in November here. We can see we have Northland Power and RioCan will be paying out a monthly dividend, which is really nice, because I'm getting roughly 60 or 70 bucks between those two accounts every single month, which is absolutely wonderful. On top of that, guys, we can see we have GEO Group, which already paid out this month, and I got paid back in a drip, so it bought me back some shares. Currently I'm only getting an 8.65% dividend, but if you were to be buying that company today, if we scroll down, we can see it currently pays at a 13.4% yield. And personally, for my own due diligence, it can afford to pay this, and it'll have no problem paying that yield for at least the next 3 years. Not that I'm recommending buying it, I just believe in this company in the long term. But moving back into the dividend payouts, guys, we can see that's about it. We've got these top three, Apple, BTI, and GEO, that are paying out for the month of November. BTI paying out a really big chunk of change, which we'll also see within my managed account, because we're beginning to be getting another big chunk of November 19th $579 divided by 4. I mean, we're going to be bringing in a healthy chunk between these two accounts. And then on top of that, we can see the farther payments coming in December. On top of here, we have no December payments from this account, but we're just shifting everything around. So if we move into the RSP, this is where hopefully we'll see one more December payment coming in from J and J. Mind you, I can't really utilize the dividend income from here because it's in a locked up tax-free savings account. So all I can really do is reinvest it. I can't pull it out, which kind of sucks. But so moving into that news, guys, we're talking the marijuana industries today because I'm sure you've heard that Canopy Growth Corp and many of the other industry leaders are coming out with earnings, and people are not expecting much as MKM lowers quarterly estimates for Canopy Growth and Aurora Cannabis ahead of Thursday earnings. And as you watch them in the forums, we're seeing Canopy Growth finally come crashing down. I really wish I shorted this because, man, this was one of my best trades ever. I made $20,000+ trading Canopy Growth Corp, and now I've just been watching it come right back down as the black market continues to dominate over the sales of these legal companies, as the government continues to ruin something that could have been amazing. So we're just sitting here watching. Where are my other ones? We have Cron currently hitting some pretty big lows. Even if we look at the overall index, where is that HMMJ? So this represents the ETF, which I think is funny because if we look up the HMMJ here, if I can get this to highlight, we can actually see that this company pays a very healthy dividend. And you're probably thinking to yourself, how does a company that shows no profits and pays an 8.12% dividend? Well, this ETF is actually making it off shorting the marijuana stocks. So it's kind of neat that a company that holds companies that don't pay dividends, that aren't profitable, and just represents a basket of all of the industry. It's crazy to think it pays an 8.12% yield, and that is just basically off the shorts. But who knows? Maybe we're just waiting for some good news and this whole thing could turn around, but I'm still sitting on the sidelines. If we actually get some good news at some point on one of these companies, which I think will be ACB because they have some of the best margins in the industry, once that turns around, it would probably be a good buying opportunity. I mean, this industry could be truly amazing if we could just see everything start funneling out properly and competing with the black market. So it'll be neat to see overall where this goes. I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments section below. But in the meantime, quick portfolio update. So stay cool, stay awesome, guys. I look forward to chatting you real soon.